red hot before losing on the road to a quality UAB team by 1 last time out. They had a shot to win it right at the end. It just didn't go down. Starting lineups are brought to you by UT Southwestern Medical Center, the official healthcare system of SMU Athletics. Visit us at utswmed.org. The SMU lineup: Young, Chandler, Bradley, Abdur-Rahim, and Embry. Second straight game without Tamia Jones, who is dealing with a lower left leg injury. Meanwhile, for UTSA, they do not have Alyssa Coleman in the starting lineup. And she is available, just not starting today. Sydney Love, Asia Proctor, Kira White, Idara Udo, and Maya Linton, the starters for the Roadrunners. A miss for either side off the bat. And here come the SMU Mustangs. Rim running inside. Mira Abdur-Rahim caught it too deep. Wings it out front. Embry has been hot from 3. Can't hit that one.
Yeah, I love that she faked it to take it herself. Has a more aggressive mentality that's really been paying off for her recently.
Shantae Embry, if she was eligible in the three-point rankings in the AAC, would be tops at 46%, but misses on her first one. Asia Proctor has been outstanding this season as a freshman out of Schertz Clemens High School in the San Antonio area. Can score a lot of different ways, and the reigning AAC Freshman of the Week gets the scoring started.
Yeah, Coach talked about how she wanted to build around the local talent. Said the football team's done a tremendous job. They want to follow that same blueprint of getting the local Central Texas players to stay home at UTSA.
Embry, pass out to the corner. Bradley checks her feet, fires the rainbow 3, and comes up short. UTSA, the best rebounding team in the conference, and it is not close. They are a plus, almost 11 on the glass. And an early bucket for Idara Udo, the freshman from right here in DFW, went to Plano East High School.
Yeah, that's a great school, by the way. I don't know if you know that.
I heard that.
I happen to go to school there myself, so shout out to the Panthers. But great pass over the top of the fronting defender by UTSA.
Kira White getting the assist. She's second best in the conference in assists per game this year at 5. The three-pointer, another one, comes up just short by Maya Chandler, who started out the season so well, but 2 of her last 14. Good job to get down the floor by Sydney Love. She's underneath, hits the bucket from Kira White. Success in the Southland Conference. They were tournament champions twice and made 2 NCAA tournament appearances. And UTSA took a step back as a program, but since Karen Aston has come on board, she said, you know, we really weren't respected as a program, but we feel like people are starting to respect us now.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. She's done a terrific job building it, doing it the right way. And there's more to come.
Sierra Young rattles one home. She's a respected player in this conference, the American 6th Player of the Year a season ago, and the Roadrunners just a little bit too aggressive. Pass by Love. Cuts out of bounds.
Yeah, Young's made a living off that mid-range. Toya Wilson with a great out-of-timeout play to get your best player, best scorer, the shot in her sweet spot.
The first 4 attempts for SMU were three-pointers. Were they good shots?
I would say all of them are good shots. Chandler is a high percentage three-point shooter, as is Embry, so can't complain about those great looks.
They'll be going down later in the game. And another one trying to rattle home, and it doesn't go down for Amira Abdur-Rahim. SMU, 1 of 5 so far, make it 1 of 6 from the floor.
Yeah, ultimately you want to get the results, but the shot quality is what coaches are always preaching. They took the right quality of shots, just barely have missed a few of those.
UTSA, just such a good defensive team. Opponents only shoot 35% in conference against them. Deep catch underneath, but the turnaround for Udo doesn't go down. Offensive rebound and stick back by Maya Linton. And UTSA is good of an offensive rebounding team as there is in this conference.
Yeah, I was just about to say, this is what they do. We talked about in the keys. You must keep this UTSA team off the glass. They are relentless when it comes to going to get second chance opportunities.
Only one team has out-rebounded them this season. They played some pretty good teams. Nice cut by Embry. Drop off by Abdur-Rahim for 2.
Beautiful pass. Good job cutting off the ball. Got an easy 2 for Embry.
Fadeaway jumper, a tough one off the mark by Asia Proctor. And SMU trying to cut this lead down early on in Dallas. Abdur-Rahim. Her face up. Doesn't go down. Roadrunners on the glass, out-rebounding SMU, 7-2 so far. Young knocks it out from behind. An entry pass for the Roadrunners.
Yeah, good job driving, picking up her dribble. Embry cuts behind her defender's head with a backdoor cut to get an easy dive to the basket layup. And the way she's played offensively, great for scores to get early baskets to go down.
Wide open look, but it doesn't go home for Sydney Love. Big rebound for Abdur-Rahim, and the Mustangs have got to fight on the boards in this one. Embry lines up a three, but it's around and off. Abdur-Rahim claims the rebound, however, and a second chance for the Mustangs. Young, so good at getting fouled, and she is fouled on the floor. It goes on Sydney Love. Tierra Young gets to the line as much as anybody in the nation.
Yeah, just so relentless, so strong, so good off the bounce with her first step, creating that. And a great shot again by Embry. She's been a 50 or 45 or more percentage three-point shooter, so you want those shots from her, and you want her being that aggressive.
Certainly so. She was 4 of 8 from 3 against Temple. Young's pull-up does not go from 18. Another Udo rebound. And again, we have not seen Alyssa Coleman yet, even though the Roadrunners have gone deep into their bench. And they do have a pretty deep team, can go about 10 deep if they need to. Atwood, one of their key players off the bench, comes up short, but the rebound falls right to UTSA. Udo there for the deuce. It's 10-4.
Yeah, great play again by Proctor, getting an offensive glass. Nice dime to Udo. Udo's had a great start to this game, having a physical presence inside.
TK Pitts was picked out by Coach Wilson as one of the better players in the game against Temple, and she gets after the offensive glass here, keeps it alive, down to Bradley, 4-2. What work by TK Pitts?
TK Pitts doing what she does. She does the dirty work for this team. She may have the high bun, but she wears a hard hat underneath it, because she comes with a lot of the toughest plays, and that was a big-time play to help her team stay close in this one.
No doubt about it. Pitts, 3.7 rebounds, 2 steals in 27 minutes in the 2-point victory over Temple, the big comeback on Wednesday. Out high, White with 7 to shoot, probing left against Young, and it goes, plus the foul. Kira White's first 2, and she can make it a 3-point play.
Kira White, an awesome basketball player in this league. You see her off the bounce creating a little bit of contact, a little bit of an awkward landing, but she has already filled the stat sheet. She has 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 points in just 6 minutes of play. Just a versatile player who plays with such passion and such versatility. Love what she brings to the table for this UTSA team.
Litton back in for Udo. Yeah. Kira White, second season at UTSA, a transfer from USC, along with her former USC teammate Jordan Jenkins, and she can just flat out ball. Wanted to get back closer to home, and she's been flirting with the triple-double a couple times in conference play. She has been right there, the kind of player that can get it done on any given night.
Yeah, she's a hooper. She's tough. She's got grit. She's got a high level of skill and IQ and understanding for the game.
UTSA establishes the early 7-point lead in Dallas. SMU trying to win back-to-back games after losing 3 in a row. UTSA trying to get back on the winning track. They had won 4 straight before the loss at UAB. Pitts wide open, but her D2 doesn't go. Tracks down her own rebound.
Pitts a fan favorite with another hustle play.
Young on the offside. Young 2 feet in the paint. No, but Abdur-Rahim gets fouled going back up. SMU to the line.
Yeah, all started with TK Pitts. She took the right jumper. Again, high-quality shot, even though that's not her biggest strength. Great job going to get your offensive rebound, and then Amira gets another one as well off the glass, doing some dirty work in the paint with the extra effort plays. SMU responds.
Cheyenne Rowe called for the foul, the sophomore forward out of Ajax, Ontario. And Abdur-Rahim misses on the first foul shot. I think this deep into the game to not see Alyssa Coleman, you might be talking about something disciplinary or injury-wise for UTSA, because we were not made aware that she was not available. Not saying we won't see her during this game, but it's a little bit stunning to not see Coleman so far in this game.
One thing about Coach Ashley, you know that whatever it is, she knows what she's doing. She's done this a time or two. She's won some games, and I'm supporting whatever that decision is, because she's got a lot of credibility in my book.
And she said that SMU creates a lot of havoc defensively, and there's some havoc. The tie ball is going to stay with UTSA, but SMU throwing some jump defense at UTSA here.
Yeah, again, you're going to hear this name a lot. TK Pitts getting her hands in, jump ball, and love the sportsmanship after. Hey, I didn't mean to hurt you. We're competing in this game, but I will help you up, even though we're all competing to win. Yeah, just the energy that she's bringing is something that this SMU team needs. We talked to Coach Wilson beforehand and just applauded the resilience of this group. They've had so many close games. They've had so many different injuries, so many different lineups that they've had to play, so many adjustments along the way, and they just continue to put themselves in position no matter what the outcome.
Yeah, even with Tamia Jones out, Jones is the latest one, and the officials were wondering whether or not there had been a change in possession. They're going to say there was a change in possession, that SMU had it, and then UTSA got it back, and then there was a tie ball, which is the reason that there's 29 on the shot clock rather than 23 on the shot clock, which is not what Toya Wilson wanted, because UTSA in the backcourt would have had only 3 seconds, I should say, to bring it up. But that's all in the rear view now. UTSA safely into the front court. Some pretty good defense here by Aaliyah Henderson. Atwood turning against Pitts. Only 10 to shoot it. SMU's getting after it defensively. Proctor, the freshman guard, sends it inside. The high catch and turning to the bucket, scoring late in the shot clock. Cheyenne Rowe has her first two.
Yeah, great execution. Great energy by SMU on defense, but SMU took their time, got the dive on the pick and roll, and great catch and finish.
SMU on the offensive side, 3 of 14 from the floor. Young fouled, going to the hoop for the first time. And SMU's Tierra Young, who has made her living 15 feet away, goes to the line for the first time this season.
Yeah, great jump stop. Love how she went over the top of the help instead of allowing them to strip the ball. And again, because of her physicality, using that shoulder to kind of create a little bit of space, UTSA goes for the block, and that created the foul. So good job by Young getting. She showed the mid-range earlier. Now she's showing the second time of getting to the free throw line, a big key for her ability to score the points that she does.
So to the line for the first time, Tierra Young, who is among the top 4 in the nation in free throw attempts this season. You look at it there, Angel Reese leads the way with 158, but not too far behind. We'll find Tierra Young 4th in the nation in free throw attempts coming into the game.
Yeah, shout out to Deja Kelly. She's a Duncanville product from right down the road at UNC. We'd like to shout out our Texas and Dallas.
I love shouting out the kids from the local area. Tierra Young, it's both foul shots. She has 4. SMU down by 6 early on, about 3 minutes left in the initial quarter here in Dallas. Well, 2-man game. Rowe feeds it out to Atwood. Maybe a mismatch here against Abdur Rahim. Picked up by Young. 10 to shoot. Abdur Rahim comes up with the steal.
Yeah, great job defensively. They had them under 10 again in the shot clock. That time they were able to get to stop if they needed.
Bradley, a wicked crossover. Extends her range from the baseline, but off the mark. 20% shooting so far for SMU.
Yeah, both teams defensively done a really good job. I know UTSA shooting great from the floor, but SMU's, their energy and their tenacity to be able to switch and recover has been impressive to start this time.
Seems like UTSA's shots are coming from inside the paint where SMU's aren't, as Udo misses on the jumper, but Bradley rebounds her position. Here come the Mustangs again.
Yeah, UTSA's defenses hold true, 1 of 8 against, SMU's 1 of 8 against this defense. So UTSA bringing their defense to travel on the road, not playing Henderson at all.
Young pull-up jumper, man. What can you do about that? You've got to respect her drive, but then she can hit from 18.
Yeah, I love the fact that Coach Wilson and staff keep getting the ball in her sweet spot. When she's at the elbow, it forces the defense to respect the drive, so you have to give her space, and then she's so good at that mid-range pull-up.
Udo, yep, she takes steps. And this is the one thing that UTSA has struggled with this season, probably more than anything, is giving the ball away, the turnover, and their last in turnover margin in the conference.
Yeah, Coach talked about just having so many young players. They're probably the youngest team in this conference with, I believe it's 9 freshmen and sophomores that are playing. So that makes you have a lot of youth, a lot of inexperience, a lot of growing pains, as Coach said. They haven't quite had the consistency all the time there, but she loves coaching this group and loves the fact that they're bought in and want to keep working to get better as it goes.
Taken away by Asia Proctor. Part of that youth, the freshman. comes up with a steal, and Henderson steps up to take times. You bring in a bunch of freshmen, half of them transfer out at the end of their first year. That didn't happen last season with UTSA. Coach Aston's open to going into the portal, but she hasn't had to yet.
Yeah, I think just, again, one of the best recruiting jobs you can do is recruiting your players back, having that retention. UTSA able to execute that at a high level with a great core to keep building going forward.
Lead down to 4 for UTSA. Again, late in the shot clock, Kira White back in there against the very tough defender Pitts. And White hits it anyway. What a matchup, and Kira White wins it.
Yeah, she's just a hooper. She just knows how to play, knows how to get shots off, whether it's early in the clock, late in the clock. Big time shot fake jumper right there by White.
Already 5 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists in 6 minutes for Kira White. And the Roadrunners lead back to 6. Game clock to shot clock difference is 2. UTSA in a zone as Young handles it around the screen. Henderson underneath. Pitts has some space. Her turnaround doesn't fall. Abdul-Rahim, the putback.
Or relentless effort on the glass. Amira Abdul with a putback right on time to end the quarter. Give SMU a little bit more momentum.
Some of their hard work in that first quarter.
No doubt about it. Thank you so much. This is such a tough team. Karen Aston's teams, whether it be at Texas or North Texas or Charlotte, they've been known for defense and being tough-minded. And now in her 3rd year in San Antonio, that's really starting to take over for the Roadrunners.
Yeah, I love the makeup of the team and the way that they designed the team to be able to go young and build and grow in this program to have continuity.
Reagan Bradley extends the range for 3. A set play for Reagan Bradley to start the second quarter. 1-point game.
Yeah, again, Toya Wilson and her staff have been great at out of timeouts, starting quarters, just executing when they're able to draw plays and call the plays that they want to be able to execute it.
In the game for the first time, Alyssa Coleman. She missed the first quarter. We did not get a reason as to why, but she is a top player in this league, and she hits a jumper right on cue.
Comes right in like nothing happened.
Out of the corner, TK Pitts knocks down a 3. Only her 4th of the season, but the Mustangs have back-to-back triples, and they've tied it up.
Yeah, I love the fact that TK didn't hesitate. Shot the wide open shot, and here you go with Mustangs in transition after the stop.
Reagan Bradley, 2 feet in the paint. The pull-up good, and SMU has their first lead of the afternoon.
Great job getting stops, playing in transition, get 2 feet in the paint, being on balance. Reagan Bradley continues to play awesome.
Alyssa Coleman against Amira Abdur-Rahim. This is going to be a great matchup, and Coleman is 2 for 2 since coming in.
It just makes it look easy. Just face-up jumper. One of the best things she does is just knock down those short-range jump shots.
Such a talented player. Started her career at Texas where she redshirted. She was recruited originally by the Karen Aston staff, and on the tie ball here that Bradley loses to the ground, UTSA has it back. But Karen Aston called Alyssa Coleman really the anchor of their team, and she's expanded her offensive game this season, which has helped the team immeasurably.
Yeah, and it's cool anytime you can see players that have a relationship with a coach prior and that was built prior, and then they go to a new stop and that player ends up wanting to come for them. That says a lot about their bond and their relationship, and I'm sure her development has a lot to do with that same relationship as well.
A 2-man game between White and Coleman, but reversing it to the other side. And a wide open look for Sydney Love. The first 3-point make for UTSA comes off the hands of Sydney Love.
Yeah, I love the way this UTSA team shares the ball. You literally can tell they don't care who gets the credit. Already 8 assists in this game with just 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. Just really sharing the rock and doing it together.
Outstanding number, and Abdur-Rahim quickly turns to the bucket. This game's opened up offensively all of a sudden.
Yeah, still one of the most improved players in this league. She lost her man on that one, unfortunately, behind the head, and great pass. Another assist by UTSA.
Nia Linton is the one to get it, but yeah, that's assist number 4 for Kira White. And don't look now, she's on a triple-double pace. Less than 10 minutes, 5 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. So that's something we'll definitely be watching. Shantae Embry had a huge game against Temple, a career-high 24, and really went through contact hard, misses the shot, and it's out off of SMU.
Yeah, transition defense, Amira was right next to her, then kind of crept up to her specific man. I don't know if that's Embry or Abdur-Rahim, but either way, they need to communicate so they know who is picked up on who. Transition defense, you don't necessarily have a man. Your job is just to find someone to match up with, so that there's no one open like just happened. Great pass by White again for another assist, as you mentioned.
A little double team on Sydney Love out front. Now Perry picking up the defense. Perry had a good game last time out. Flying through the lane, right to left to right. Proctor can't hit. But on the rebound, there is a foul call against SMU after the offensive rebound by Adara Udo.
Yeah, I love this front line. I mean, just a big, strong front line when you have both Udo and Coleman in at the same time. Gives you two dominant post presence that have a physical presence, that is. And good foul, though, by Reagan Bradley. Can't give up easy layups in your house. And although the offensive rebound she couldn't do anything about, good foul because you're able to protect your basket. You got one miss, you may get another to where, you know, no points are awarded.
That's a great point. Udo's only a 53% foul shooter, and as a team, UTSA has struggled from the free throw line this season, including in conference play, where as a team, they're only 57%. For the year, they're at 62%. 4-point advantage for Udo and UTSA. Picking up a little bit of full court against this SMU Mustang team. Bradley's going to be able to break it, though. Bradley has a 3-on-3, but tried to throw it through Coleman, and it's out of bounds last touch. The orange shirts, the Roadrunners.
Yeah, Bradley's had that look in her eye ever since Coach kind of challenged her way back earlier in conference play, and she has really responded and played some great basketball. And without Jones playing, unfortunately still injured, her presence is even more important.
Absolutely. Jones was the leading assist maker on this team. Bradley trailing very, very closely at almost 4 assists per game. Nobody stops Sydney Love. Kicks it out to the corner. Wide open three and ring it up. Coming off the bench, Emma Lucio, the freshman from Edinburgh in South Texas.
Yeah, transition defense the last few possessions has not been to SMU's favor. Great job by UTSA pushing the pace. You have to stop ball, and she made the great decision to kick to the corner.
That Abdur-Rahim bucket stops a 6-0 run. Abdur-Rahim up to 7 points.
Yeah, she continued to take that mid-range jumper.
Jump stop by Coleman, blocked by Abdur-Rahim. She leads the conference in blocks with 34 and then tumbles so awkwardly over Udo. She'll need a moment.
Yeah, this physical game is that war in the glass is something serious, and you have some really talented players, many who have transferred from the Power 5 level to be at this level, and great job diving the floor. Luckily, there wasn't anything that happened with her lower body and her leg and knees, but good job. You can tell the urgency for both teams of how bad they want to win this game and how much each possession matters.
Embry, great look for three and rolls it down. Shantae Embry still hot from deep.
Another execution. Coach talked about doing more plays to get her to be able to shoot the ball from outside. Those early looks didn't go down, but that one was right on time.
SMU has hit all 3 of their outside shots in the second quarter. White doesn't shoot a lot from outside, misses on this one. Perry the long rebound and runs it up the floor. Embry, deep one. You bet. Shantae Embry puts SMU back in front.
Coach Ashton was literally clapping. Get up, get up. She didn't get up quick enough, and Embry lets it fly. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
How do you know when you're a shooter? You're not afraid to pull the trigger from 26 or 27, and right back the other way. A three-pointer for Alyssa Coleman, her 3rd of the year.
As much as Coach is glad she made that 3, Coach being a defensive-minded coach, she cares more about giving up the other 3.
2 ties, 4 lead changes already. We expected this to be a more defensive game. So far, the shot makers have come to play. Young, Udo on the ground. Tie ball, possession arrow will stay right here with SMU.
Udo's representing Plano East so well. She's so quick to the floor. First to the floor, although she's the tallest one out there. I love to see it, young lady. And great competitive ball game going back and forth with her, to be honest. And sometimes when the game is taken away from you, as Coach Wilson talked about, you gain a different perspective, as Bree just kind of broke down. And you can tell that her focus is really, it's never been about the talent for her, but maybe more so the focus and the perspective that she's playing with now is awesome, and you got to give her credit.
Bradley, late in the shot clock, forced to put up a deep 3, and it's the first miss from 3 this quarter. for the SMU Mustangs. Better job defensively by UTSA on that possession because both teams have been shooting really well from the field in this quarter. You look at that, 70% for SMU, 60% for UTSA. Why is this game opened up a little bit here in this quarter?
Yeah, I think players just starting to play well, and when the ball goes in, sometimes it creates its own momentum. Not that both teams aren't playing good defense, but the shot making is definitely picked up, and it's contagious, just like a bad cold or even,
pink eye? Laughter?
Laughter, there we go. We'll go with something a little more positive.
You've seen Trolls 3. It just makes me think of pink eye. Makes me think of conjunctivitis way too much lately.
Yeah, you've been hanging out with your kids. That's
you know it. You know it. They're the best on the planet. From out front, the freshman, Lucio, loses it. Young picks her pocket. 2-on-2. Young now almost 1-on-3. And what an acrobatic finish from the left side.
Yeah, in transition, she's almost unstoppable. Unless you can get in front of her to take a charge. If she sees shoulders, she's going to be able to get a bucket or a foul.
I haven't heard that one before. If she sees shoulders. I like that. You have to break that down for me. Lucio lofts another one. SMU hanging with UTSA on the boards. What does that say to you?
Yeah, I just think that, again, I've talked about the resilience of this group. They're tough, they're scrappy, and they're about trying to figure out how to win ball games.
Jaya Perry coming off maybe her best ball game against Temple with 9 points, just short on the 3. Sydney Love, second-year starter at the point guard spot. Local kid out of Cibolo Steel. Now White, who actually leads the team in assists per game at 5. And here's why. Such great vision, and Udo the finish.
I mean, White just makes it look easy. Great ball screen, continuity offense that they're running. Did a good job showing on the ball screen, but you got to have a tag from the corner. The tag was too late, and great job reading the backside defenders by White.
White coming off her first career double-double. And that's in 127 games. Travel on SMU. Give it back to the UTSA Roadrunners.
Yeah, similar possession, ball screen there, but you give it to her way too high out. You want to give it to bigs where they can just catch and finish, but a great job on the backside by UTSA to be able to be there on the help side for the tag, to be able to take the charge and steal a possession back.
Big 2:30 to go in the first half of a back-and-forth game. We've had 4 lead changes and 3 ties so far. Really good American Athletic Conference game. Sydney Love stops on a dime, fires the 3. Good fight inside. Perry keeps it alive to TK Pitts. Abdur-Rahim trying to track it down, but can't do it. It's going to stay with UTSA. A lot of effort there.
Yeah, there's just effort on both sides. I mean, this is what you love about January conference play, and both teams are looking to figure out how they can get one more conference ring and notch back up the standings. This conference race has been super competitive. It feels as wide open as it's been in the American in quite some time. I think both these teams are embodying just that urgency.
Moving screen, Sydney Love, her second foul, and team foul number 3 on UTSA. I think you're exactly right. I mean, it really doesn't matter where you are in the standings. You and I have both seen games on the women's side in the American this season where teams on the bottom have challenged teams on the top down to 1-possession games at the end. You just got to bring it every single day.
Yeah, you're not really sure where everything's going to shake out. January is still kind of where everyone's going through the grind and figuring out where is everything going to land. February is more about that separation, so everybody's trying to figure out how to get one more win so they can keep climbing up the ranks.
Bradley, and one from deep. What a big play. Asia Proctor got a little too close, and Reagan Bradley hits the 3, and we'll go to the line.
Bradley with the beautiful stroke. Great follow through, staying on one foot. A little bit of explanation point. Good job right there. Just feeling good about shooting the rock. This young lady was challenged by her coach. She has really responded so well, and already 10 points in this game, 2 of 4 from 3.
With more on the Little Rock native, here's Bree Sorensen.
Reagan Bradley has been such a vocal leader for the Mustangs in this time of adversity, overcoming injuries for the Mustangs. She's been the one who the players have been turning to for positive words during practices, games, and film sessions, and she's been putting in the work. She's been showing up 30 minutes before shoot-around and staying late after practice, and you can see her hard work paying off here today as she just got a steal right then.
Bradley with Pitts trying to throw it across, and it's going to stay with SMU, knocked out by Maya Linton as she hustled back.
Yeah, I think a little bit of it is she's playing so many minutes. I think after that moment, she's just like running down court like, ooh, I'm a little bit tired right here. But great job on defense, pushing it to pace. Didn't see the trail defender, wanted to get TK Pitts an open layup, but Reagan Bradley played awesome. The fifth-year senior is doing some great job leading this team through some challenging times and through some many adjustments with injuries. Her backcourt teammate, Tamia Jones, is out and has to carry an even bigger load. Ella Brow is out from early in the year, who's also her backcourt teammate from last year. So Bradley really stepping up when the Mustangs need it.
Now she's led the team in minutes per game during conference play and takes it to the cup here. She's got 10 in this quarter alone.
Yeah, she's been absolutely hooping. And Coach has said it many times, it can't just be the Tierra Young show. And Bradley talking to Bradley, and Bradley has really stepped up, as has Embry and everyone in their collective efforts.
2-minute drought for UTSA. Linton trying to put an end to it. It's a deep two from Maya Linton. She has 6 points.
Yeah, foot just crossed the line. Good shot, good open look. Good job passing the ball. I love the way this UTSA team passes the basketball. 13 assists in the first half, just 6 turnovers. Really good, unselfish play by the Roadrunners.
That is absolutely pretty. SMU leading by 1, has a chance to take the final shot, and Tierra Young against Adara Udo. 6 to shoot, trying to take Udo behind the back. Nice dump inside. Pitts and 1 with a second left in the half.
Gotta love the showtime here in Dallas on the stage. Putting her a little bit on skates, and with a dime inside, TK Pitts continues to do the dirty work and play with such passion and emotion. Love the way this SMU team just continues to respond. Can't say enough about, again, a resilient group and how much they just continue to fight and claw no matter who is available to play, no matter what's going on. And they are headed into halftime with a little bit of extra momentum.
Pitts trying to get her own miss. But TK Pitts and the SMU Mustangs lead it 40-37 after a
to continue to grow and play better. She doesn't fault their energy or their effort or their care factor. She's just working on getting them to execute a little better and a little bit more consistent.
Tied for 6th in the conference coming into this game at 4 and 3. Another block by Amira Abdurrahim. What a job against Udo, and she saves it inbounds to Reagan Bradley. SMU out and running, already up by 3.
Great play out of the halftime, but great job with the block by Amira Abdurrahim.
Quick turn to the bucket. Beautiful feed, and Shantae Embry can get it done inside the paint, too.
Yeah, and again, going back to what Tolia Wilson told us, she talked about getting Embry to face the basket early in the game, so then as the game goes on and she plays back to the basket like you see there from UTSA, that she can be able to score in those little easy situations.
And with a fun fact, because I love fun facts, here's Bree Sorensen.
Yes, all the fun facts. SMU scored 27 points in the second quarter, marking the second most points in a quarter this season. The first one was the first quarter. It was 30 points against Alabama State. Like I said, this is the second, 27 points is the second most points in a quarter this season.
I'm having so much fun right now after that fun fact. And
hey, as is Reagan Bradley right here with the layup and the and one. As they say on the playground, big time job in this game of putting her foot on the gas and continue to be aggressive. Sometimes with Reagan Bradley, she's so thoughtful of her teammates, she doesn't put her assertiveness forward, and she's really done that in this game, and it is making a huge difference for the Mustangs, giving them another offensive boost. That was one of the keys to the game for the Mustangs.
Largest lead for the Mustangs. Get it inside to Udo, and no tie ball. Instead, on the turnaround, a foul is called, and Udo goes to the line to shoot 2. Embry was hoping for the tie-up instead of the foul here.
Udo is coming back home to the Metroplex saying, I'm standing on business. I'm about business, and I'm going to make sure that my presence is felt in the paint. She has played awesome so far, especially for a young player. Now her 10th point, now in double figures, leading this team in scoring, and has 5 rebounds in just 17 minutes.
It is her 6th double-figure game this season. Good call, by the way, as we looked at the replay. Jeffrey Smith, Meadow Overstreet, Mark Resch, our officiating crew. Udo, 2 for 2 at the line, and has 4 points this quarter. UTSA back to within 4. Bradley has it knocked away. 10-second count. Even though Sydney Love didn't get the steal, she forces the turnover.
I think sometimes, again, it goes to when you don't have a lot of depth on this team, and Reagan Bradley's been in the game virtually every minute, sometimes that little bit of focus to understand you got to get up the floor urgency doesn't always kick in. Great job by UTSA forcing the turnover.
Runners have it back, trailing by 4. Again, Coleman, he did not start this game, did not play the first quarter. Hasn't been in the third quarter either. Good take down to the baseline to White. Grabs her own miss for a moment, but ripped away by Bradley. SMU running. Abdur-Rahim twirls to the cup for 2.
And that's what you love to see players do. Respond when you make a mistake. She got the steal back, pushed the transition, and got the assist to the big woman inside.
And Udo with a face of concern for Maya Minton as Minton sails it over her head.
She's like, I know that wasn't to me, was it? Great job pushing in transition. The soft touch pass with a mismatch inside. Good job by Bradley, really playing with a high IQ and a high sense of getting things done, understanding I have to not only give effort in this game, but I got to be able to get things done for us to win like I know we need to.
Kira White, second team foul on UTSA. Saw the turnover numbers there, and now it's 6 for SMU as Sydney Love swipes it and takes it to the basket.
Sydney Love with pressure in the backcourt. This is the second time in this quarter that she's been able to force a turnover. That time got an easy pick 6. Great job by the point guard, being pesky as can be.
Keeping the Roadrunners in it, down by 4. And led by as many as 8 back in the first quarter. Tiara Young, great spot for her shot, but off the mark. Another rebound for Kira White. Is trying to continue her triple-double pace. Long lead, and Udo can't hold it. Pretty good look. Udo just fumbles it out of bounds for turnover number 9 on UTSA.
Yeah, and a hard matchup. I mean, you don't want to play behind her because then you give her great position. Them playing in front, they forced 2 turnovers and got 1 block shot in this half.
And nearly another takeaway as Proctor tried to take it away from Henderson. Henderson in the game. Probably simply to get it past the midline right now and give SMU a little more athleticism at the guard spot.
She definitely brings a speed and a quickness element. Good call here.
Abdur-Rahim called for taking a step before putting it on the ground.
Shove her feet just a little bit. Again, I mentioned it earlier, one of the most improved players in this league, has made a huge jump. Comes from an awesome pedigree. Her brother is kicking some butt at USF as the head coach on the men's side in this conference. One of her other older brothers played in the NBA a long time. Sharif Abdur-Rahim was a multiple-time All-Star, so she comes from a line of hoopers, and she is hooping herself this season.
Numbers-wise, having a really great all-around game today. But Kira White trying to lead the Roadrunners from behind. Moving left. Henderson there, great behind the back. Feed to Proctor. Proctor with 5. A no-look back to White. Forced to put it up from 30 and well off the mark. A discombobulated offensive effort for the Roadrunners that time.
Yeah, and if you go back to the last 2 SMU home games, or at least the Rice game and the Temple game, the last 2 close possession games at home, they've held both opponents under 40%, so they've gotten it done on the defensive end and really have turned it up in this second half in this game. The last 4 turnovers, possessions for UTSA, forced by SMU.
Abdur-Rahim against Coleman. Here's the great matchup, but Abdur-Rahim wanted a foul, doesn't get one. Coleman comes through with the rebound. She's approaching 500 boards in her career with her 6th today. She would hit that mark. That's her 2nd. Udo against Embry. But Abdur-Rahim comes over to get her 3rd block and leaks out ahead. Young hits her. Abdur-Rahim flying to the cup for two. 6-point SMU lead.
Beautiful basketball right there. Great double team by Amira to get the block and then took off on a sprint to make sure she got that layup. Great pass by Young.
Third block for Abdur-Rahim. She leads the conference with 36. Young with a steal on the backside. Bradley leaking ahead. Long bouncer. Bradley hangs. Can't hit. And it's knocked out by a hustling Abdur-Rahim.
And give credit to White for sprinting back. Just gave up a layup last time over the top. Here you see that replay. Great job by Young to be able to get it up to Amira. But on this last possession, White sprints back and makes it hard for Bradley to get a wide open layup and takes away 2 points. That's a big possession that may come back that we'll refer to. White doing it on both ends of the floor.
A lot of players that can get blocks in this game. UTSA is a team that leads the league in blocks, about 5.5 a contest, but Abdur-Rahim leads individual players with 1.7 a game coming in.
Yeah, and Coleman right behind at second, and two other players with White and Udo both having, that's a lot of shot blocks going on in San Antonio.
Meanwhile, the Roadrunners continue to give it away a lot in this quarter. What's leading to these giveaways?
Yeah, I just think SMU's done a good job defensively, but UTSA trying to find a rhythm. They've turned it over now. 6 turnovers in the last 3 minutes, not to mention that block shot. They haven't scored in the last 2.5. But the thing is, they're only down 6. As poorly as they played, SMU must capitalize.
Nobody picks up Embry. Can't make him pay, but a great look. Kira White, another rebound, but throws it a little too soft. 7th turnover this quarter. Young to the cup, like you said, when she sees shoulders, it's over.
Oh, it's a wrap. I mean, if she sees chest, you may get a charge, but if she sees shoulders and another turnover, this is the part of UTSA's team that they have to continue to get better at. 8 turnovers. She's really grown. She talked about that. It's challenging her as a coach to figure out how to get the most out of this team no matter what the lineup is. They haven't had practice lineups to be consistent, game lineups. They've had all kinds of different things that have come their way, but a testament to her as a coach to continue to put this team in winning position.
A little change up defensively, but SMU plays right through it. The three-pointer off the mark by Young, but Henderson reaches in, ties it up with Coleman. The two have to be separated after getting body to body a little bit, and SMU keeps it.
And it plays like that. This goes into the development, talking about the staff. Henderson is a young player in this program. She's sticking her nose in, understanding the urgency of the possession. We got to be able to put our foot on the gas to keep this lead going, and good job earning her team an extra possession. Tough shot there by Young.
Not able to hit it. Meanwhile, Asia Proctor, who's been really good her last 4 games, stuck at 2 points. Wraparound pass by Love out front. It does squirt through to Coleman, and the possession stays alive. Catch and shoot 3 out of the corner, rounding off for Sydney Love. SMU still up by 8 in the scoring drought, about 3.5 minutes now for UTSA.
Yeah, they've just got it done in this quarter on the defensive side of the ball, mainly with forcing turnovers.
TK Pitts can't hit the 3, but another great look against the zone. Another rebound by Kira White, and she has her 9th already in this game. Go along with 6 assists and 5 points. Lofting the 3, Kira White comes up short.
I would say something for UTSA, maybe going through Coleman. One of your more talented, your leading scorer, one of your most talented players on your roster. Get something going through her as you're kind of struggling in this third quarter to find some easy baskets.
Now, Karen Aston did call Alyssa Coleman their anchor. Pitts behind the Embry screen, shovels it out. Henderson into the paint and earns foul shots. The freshman getting aggressive.
Yeah, she's got a first step and a speed and a burst that you can't coach. Good job just putting her head down and being able to attack the paint where they want to get so much done, and earns herself a trip to the line.
Henderson, who did not play until about 10 games into the season as she was recovering from that left knee injury sustained before she got to campus. And out of Norman, Oklahoma, former high school teammate Shante Embry. Unable to hit on the first one, but Henderson has a bright future, a scoring point guard who won a 6A title alongside Embry back in 2021 in Oklahoma.
Yeah, her speed gives this team another dimension that they do need right now. especially with Jones out, Ella out, don't have as many ball handlers and creators. So good job on that possession to be able to get something inside. And here you see they're going through a set play, a little diagonal screen.
The handoff to White, can't get downhill, but her pull-up free throw line jumper stops the SMU run.
Yeah, set play to kind of get a screener, get one of your best scorers off the bounce in their mid-range, and great job executing. Again, UTSA hasn't played awesome this quarter, but they're only down 7 points, and they're a team that definitely has a ton of fight to them.
Reagan Bradley left wide open. Three-pointer off the mark, however, and Rowe blocks out for the board. Great look for SMU, however. Coleman has a matchup she likes, but she travels. And for the Roadrunners, they continue to struggle with the giveaways this half. That's number 9 in the third quarter.
Yeah, just a struggling quarter for them as far as the turnovers go, but I mean, their defense has held true. As poorly as they've played on offense, they have held SMU 0-4 their last 4 shots and 1 of 7 of their last 7 field goal attempts. So the offense has not been great for UTSA, but this is the defense that you talked about for both teams in this third quarter that we didn't see in the first half. We expected it to be a defensive ball game, and it's definitely been a highly defensive third quarter.
Yeah, 47 combined points in the second quarter, only 20 combined points here in the third. Bradley somehow finds Perry in the corner, readjusts, misses the shot. Embry attacks the offensive rebound. Out to the nearest sideline, out of bounds, off of UTSA. SMU gets another crack, thanks to Shante Embry.
Yeah, it's the hustle plays. SMU continues to have an urgency to get the 50-50 balls, to go for offensive rebounds, getting tip outs. That's definitely what you need to be able to close this game.
Remember, UTSA started so well in this game, had a lead as many as 8. They were up at the end of 1. In fact, they've led for 15 minutes of this game, and SMU has only led for 10. It's been about the last 10 for the Mustangs. 10 to shoot. Embry. Out to Bradley. Double clutches. Perry to Pitts. Cross court. Catch and shoot. Over the top, but the rebound knocked out, last touched by Pitts. Shante Embry had a chance to knock it down late in the shot clock.
Great job in the zone, but also good offense. You know, got to skip pass to get a wide open 3 to your best shooter. And then look at the effort on the glass. You have 2 SMU players fighting with 1 UTSA player to get the ball. That's a sign of things to come if SMU can keep playing with that effort. And UTSA needs to get back to that as they did in the first half.
UTSA out-rebounding SMU in this one, but UTSA only with 5 offensive boards in this game. That's going to be a tie ball and another offensive rebound, and Udo flips around inadvertently, gets Bradley in the side of the head. It's going to stay with UTSA.
Yeah, good job again on the offensive glass. I love what this freshman has brought. He did go to the right high school. We've talked about that already, but she's bringing it as she's coming home to the Metroplex. And what a great future that this UTSA program has with the young players here. You have size, you have guards, you have wings. A great fight for the ball as a jump ball, and both teams, again, continue to have that urgency they both want.
And any of that contact in the head or neck area that was made was not intentional.
Yeah, shout out to the referees for wanting to make sure they got that right. Those little plays are so big when it comes to the grand scheme of things, and they took the time, got it right, and awesome work.
After the tie ball, 20 to shoot it for UTSA. Udo in the post, turns Abdul Rahim all the way around, misses on the shot, and then the rebound brought down by Maya Linton, and she's fouled on the floor. Second team foul on SMU.
To be able to go up and under, just missed the layup. Amira still made her miss because of her length. Credit to her, but good job again. Going back to UTSA doing what they did in the first half. We said they needed to do it. Linton gets an extra effort offensive rebound.
Is Embry's second foul. Three-pointer by White from out front, around and off. Embry with a big rebound, and then the reach-in this time by Maya Linton. His team foul number 4 on UTSA and the second on Linton. SMU by 7. They have held UTSA to 8 points in the quarter. That would be a season low for a UTSA quarter. Perry skips it, Pitts inside. Nice blow by. May have been blocked from behind by Linton, who challenged it.
Good pass, good take, good defense.
Proctor out of the corner. Having a tough game, but it comes right back to her, and she steps to the bucket for 2.
Yeah, UTSA is starting to get some more life. As ugly as this quarter has been, 0 of 7 for the last handful for SMU, 1 of 10. They're on a scoring drought. UTSA clawing their way back in by getting stops. Finally gets a bucket to go.
Long way to go. Abdur-Rahim doubled inside. Here comes Embry. Reversal, crawls off, but Pitts is there for the tap back.
TK Pitts again on the glass, sticking her tongue out with a little putback layup. Finishing quarters is such a big part of college basketball. Great job there getting the basket.
7 left in the quarter. Sydney Love playing for the final shot. Perry gets knocked down, but Love steps through, lays it in past the shot blocker, and we've got a 5-point game heading to the 4th quarter.
Gotta love what Love just did. Just nice on the offensive glass the way that they probably have wanted. But this 4th quarter, let's see what the zone does for the Roadrunners. If they can continue to get stops, but they can increase their offense to more than just 12 points in this quarter.
SMU and UTSA with the same number of second chance points with 7. Pitts out to Bradley. Young whips it down to Embry. Another look for Bradley. 11 to shoot it. Pitts stepping into a 15-footer, and the rebound tapped down to Young. Another chance for SMU. Young sees Pitts leaking in backside, but can't hit the bunny. Udo the rebound.
Good passes over the top. Good execution versus the zone as far as making the right decision and shot. Got to be able to finish the play. Unfortunately, they were not able to. Good job by UTSA on defense.
White, the head fake on Pitts, gets her up in the air. Tough finish, doesn't go down. Udo, offensive rebound, loses it going up. Coleman travels.
Tell you what, SMU, it hasn't been pretty, but they have been getting it done in a gritty sense in the paint of just battling, finding a way to contest, swipe at the ball, force a travel, earns himself another position.
SMU is led by as many as 9. UTSA led in the first quarter by as many as 8. We've had 3 ties and 5 lead changes. Abdur-Rahim out to Young, wing 3. No, but Abdur-Rahim gobbles in the rebound and goes to the free throw line.
Yeah, just the heart, again, of this team, the toughness. They are really, really kind of finding a way, sharing the ball really well. They haven't shot it well against the zone, but they have not given up. And Mira Abdur-Rahim continues to put together an awesome game with 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 11 points, and a handful of blocks.
How big will free throw shooting be, perhaps, in this quarter?
Yeah, especially when both teams are struggling to score field goals, the free throws will be huge, not only making them, but able to get to the line to get those attempts.
Abdur-Rahim cashes in on her, too, for the 49% foul shooter. Pitts takes a seat. More offensively minded Maya Chandler is on for SMU, the transfer from Loyola Chicago. The Roadrunners certainly capable of making comebacks. They almost made a 22-point comeback against Houston in a narrow loss earlier this season. Asia Proctor scoring 15 points a game in her last 4. Whips it up top. Kira White, 17-footer, fills it up.
Got a nice design play there, getting some shooters running off of stagger screens, get a little isolation. Kind of a set design play to get them settled in and get one of your leading scorers a great shot.
Back to a 5-point contest. SMU floods the right side of the floor. Now Young on the left side. Jump pass doesn't make it through. Udo tipped it, and Roadrunners with the steal. Kira White underneath loses the handle, and Chandler there on the track back.
Unfortunately, turnovers continue to be the story for UTSA. They missed an opportunity there with the turnover. Great hustle by Maya Chandler to mix it up and get a steal.
Reversal to Bradley, open 3, bangs it down, tying her career high with 18 points.
Her mind was made up on that one. I'm letting this one fly, and hits nothing but the bottom. She sticks her tongue out of joy of like, okay, this is my night.
and a full 7 minutes to try to accomplish a new career high. It's the 4th time in her career she's been at 18. Udo, jump stop, but a little out of control. But on the rebound, a blockout foul. I think this is going on Embry. Yes, it is.
Yeah, she knew she was letting this one fly. Said, I'm not waiting to the end of the clock this time. We're struggling to score. Let me go ahead and put my team back on my back. I've been doing this for about 5 years now. Let me see what I can do from 3.
Reagan Bradley asked to step up by SMU head coach Toyelle Wilson right toward the end of non-conference play, as it's another turnover on UTSA on a moving screen. And ever since then, she's been playing at a different level.
And that just goes to show, again, just so many things go on behind the scenes in a season. It doesn't always go exactly the way you want, but when a coach has enough trust and player have enough relationship where she can challenge her. She's been an extension of Toyelle Wilson for such a time. She's been here the whole time Coach has been here, so they've built that kind of trust.
Bradley comes up short this time around, and another rebound to Kira White. Approaching a double-double with 9 points, 11 rebounds. Good job to stop on the baseline and score it by Sydney Love, the second-year starter at point.
Yeah, great job playing in transition. That's where UTSA has had some success in this game now. 7 transition fast break points.
Abdur-Rahim, ball above her head. Fires it out to Young. 3rd leading scorer in the league, but Embry gets lost underneath. Young feeds her the basketball. Timeout on the floor with
Saw that connection with that beautiful pass from Tiara to Shantae down low.
It's an extra scorer on the floor, Brian. Thank you so much, Bree, when you've got Shantae Embry out there. And, you know, Tamia Jones has carried the load of the scoring this season, but to have Shantae Embry back is huge. Coleman inside, blocked but fouled by TK Pitts, and Alyssa Coleman heads to the line.
Yeah, great execution there out of the timeout by UTSA to get an inside look to draw a foul. But going back to what you said about SMU, it also is just another person that plays the post. They've been playing 4 guards and just a mirror for so long. So great job being able to have another player back in the lineup.
Alyssa Coleman heads to the line. She's right at 800 points for her career. And Bree Sorensen has more on Alyssa Coleman.
Yeah, Coach Aston described Alyssa Coleman as the anchor to the team. She said that her and Kira clearly have the most experience on the team, so she's really anchored their defense. And on top of that, she's become a lot more versatile on offense this year as well. Coach said that the team is so much better when Alyssa is playing well, and she's been playing well here tonight.
9 points for Coleman despite not starting and not playing the first quarter. SMU with a 6-point advantage. Getting through that UTSA press. Young underneath, out to the corner to Pitts. Extra pass to Bradley. Still 11 to shoot. Young thought about the 3. The jab step on Udo. Fires the 3. Rims it in and out. Embry is there. Can't hit. Another chance for Shantae. Fouled this time.
Yeah, just, again, I've said this many times in this game, the resiliency of this group. You can just see it. They want this one so badly. The offensive glass effort by another offensive glass effort to draw on a foul. You mentioned, what does it mean to have Embry back? It's one thing to have her back, but she's back and better than ever, and that is making a major difference as she is averaging 21 points and 8.5 rebounds in her last 2 games.
In this one, Embry's first trip to the free throw line. Rims around and off, but another 12 points, 7 rebounds in this one, so incredibly productive. The transfer from Texas Tech, spent her first year in Lubbock and the last 2 at SMU. 13 points now, and SMU back up by 7 with a little under 6 to play. The freshman sniper Emma Lucio coming back in for UTSA.
Yeah, UTSA just needs another control possession. You don't just get what you want. The biggest thing is don't turn it over. Get a chance to execute some of your half-court offense. Possibly get yourself an open look or a post-up, or even draw yourself another contact for free throws.
White, Coleman, jumper, no. Rebound, Pitts is there with a strong board for the guard. And Coleman called for the foul, trying to keep Abdur-Rahim from getting early position. It's the 4th team foul this quarter on UTSA. SMU will shoot free throws from here on out.
Yeah, good job again being aggressive by SMU, and good shot there on the offensive possession by UTSA. shot Coleman normally can make, just didn't quite connect.
Bradley inside, Young in a double, doesn't matter. Tierra Young, big guard.
Yeah, more execution by Coach Wilson and her staff. Great job on the special teams, baseline out of bounds, getting your best score, a wide open opportunity under the basket.
Kira White, 2 bounces off the rim and no. Young comes down with a crucial rebound. SMU already matching their largest lead. Embry in the paint. Can't hit it. UTSA needs easy points, but fumbling it out of bounds. Sydney Love, it was last touch by SMU.
Yeah, I think that was poked from behind by Young.
UTSA only turned it over 6 times in the first half, but 13 times in the second half. A huge reason why SMU has kept control. Love, a catch-and-shoot triple. Hard off the heel. Rebound knocked around. It goes off the eye of Amir Abdur-Rahim, and they're going to stop the play. At least I thought it was only the ball and not any kind of extremity. Its play is stopped. We look at Abdur-Rahim here.
Looked like it was kind of a bad bounce where it hit really directly into her eye with a lot of force because of the way it bounced. Here you see the replay of. Looked like it was the ball hit her in the eye pretty aggressively. And UTSA is doing a good job of, you know, scrapping and clawing. They just have not been able to make shots in the second half the same way they were able to shoot that 53% in the first half. Give credit to SMU's defense has really stepped up. Still 5 minutes left to play, just a 9-point game. Going to come down to who's able to get stops and who's able to actually execute and finish with baskets on the offensive end.
Abdur-Rahim looking high-low, but nothing there. 13 to shoot for SMU as Young takes the screen, fires a contested jumper, but knocks it down. Tierra Young, another huge basket.
He's taking a couple threes, not quite hitting her range all the time, but that mid-range is nothing but money for number 1.
Sniper has 14. Kira White off the screen by Linton, fires it inside to Linton, and she is going to pay for making it into the post. A foul on SMU and 2 free throws for Maya Linton, who's 58% at the line this season.
Yeah, White continues to drop dimes. She's almost at a triple-double. She has 11 rebounds, 7 assists, 9 points. She has been so versatile in this game, and a great one-handed pass to her teammate to get a great opportunity to cut this lead, but just still cannot quite shoot the ball the way they want from the line.
UTSA having a much better day today at the line than they normally do, but only have had now 9 free throw attempts. Linton makes it 1 of 2. 10-point game with 4 minutes left. SMU had to come from behind last time out against Temple, trailing by 6 with 2 minutes left, but finished that game on an 8-0 run. High-low. Abdur-Rahim able to finish off the great pass from TK Pitts.
Great job, great execution over the top for an easy layup. More half-court execution by the Mustangs, something that Coach Wilson was urging from her team in this game.
These 5 that are on the floor right now have all been so productive. Coleman through the lane, another Abdur-Rahim challenge, and she's got the rebound as well.
Yeah, Abdur-Rahim, she's probably been the unsung hero of this game. She has been absolutely awesome, especially when it comes to block shots. She's now at 4 for the game, and she probably has another 4 or 5 that she's changed at the rim.
Can you have a quiet 15, 9, and 4? Hits through the lane, athletic scoop, but comes up short. UTSA needing points in a hurry, down by 12. Largest lead for SMU. Lucio the crossover on Pitts. Shovels it inside. Coleman the finish. Timeout called by Karen Aston, and UTSA down by 10 with 2:50 right now.
Yeah, it's a big game tomorrow. I get the pleasure to do in Denton, Texas, with 2 teams tied in first place right now with UAB and North Texas. 2 teams picked 12th and 13th in the preseason.
Amazing. 2-on-1, Perry to Abdur-Rahim, and she's going to just bleeds some clock. Very unselfish play by Abdur-Rahim.
I like that veteran play, smart play. You don't normally see that from your post players as much as you do from your guards. Nice play there by the vet.
Look at Embry working inside on the mismatch, and she earns foul shots thanks to that early seal against Emma Lucio.
Yeah, going back to Bree and what she said earlier, she said she sees the game differently because of what she's been able to see being on the bench. And just, I go back to, in my mind, the Colorado game when they played at home against one of the top teams in the country. And Shantae Embry was up for the challenge. She had this energy and this engagement, and she's had that in the last handful of games since she's been back. And I think that's part of that perspective, is just the game can be taken away from you. And boy, when she is engaged, she's so versatile because she can make threes. She's physical inside. She's skilled. She can handle it just enough. She can pass it. I mean, she's as talented of a forward as you can find in this conference. That's why she came from Texas Tech, being in the Big 12, and she looks like a Big 12 player the way she's played here recently.
Absolutely playing at an all-conference level over these last 3 games. Another 15 points and a bundle of rebounds, 7 in this one in 31 minutes. And SMU just a solid second half, up on UTSA by 12.
SMU is a completely different team when Shantae Embry plays like this. This is the player that you saw flashes of last year in that squad. But now if you're seeing this consistent, it just puts SMU in a totally different category of what they can do in this league.
Kira White needing points in a hurry. Turns into the shot blocker. Can't get it off. Out to Lucio. 10 to shoot. Now Proctor has been great from 3 in conference play, but had an off game. Her driving layup doesn't go. Great job by Abdur-Rahim to keep it alive. Bradley runs it into the front court with SMU up comfortably with 2 minutes left.
Yeah, again, Abdur-Rahim, she doesn't get that rebound, but tips it around, and just her length just really affects the game, not only on the glass, but, of course, defensively.
Oh, Embry trying to lose Udo in the dust. The up and under. Udo called for the foul. Embry winds up splayed out on the ground and earns more foul shots.
Hey, every big wants to be a guard. Every guard wants to be a big. Here you see the handles on display, the up and under. Definitely got a good block, but probably a little too much follow through, and Udo doesn't like it, but Embry is doing it and doing it and doing it well. Playing so well. Glad to have her back on the floor. What it does for this team is if you put her as a double-figure scorer at around 15 a game, the way she's been playing at 21 a game, but if she continues this at 16, 17 a game with Tierra Young, who's one of the best scorers in the league, and then you mentioned Bradley, who's had a career-high 18, and Amir Abdur-Rahim has been consistent inside. Well, you have balance. You have 4 players that can legitimately give you 15 or more in a game, and then you get Tamia Jones back, and you have another veteran 5th-year player. That this team is a team that as they keep going in this conference, they can get a little bit of momentum and be a scary team when it comes to March.
Certainly the 3-5 conference start, not what they wanted, but all you want is to be playing well, especially in this league. The biggest thing is to be playing well, headed to Fort Worth. This is a travel on Sydney Love, and turnover number 20 on UTSA. And that's what it's all about for pretty much every team in this league, Brian, because it doesn't look like the AAC is going to get an at-large bid. They don't have an at-large type team this year.
No, it looks like it's all about who's going to win in Fort Worth and who's playing their best basketball at the right time. And this SMU team is surging up. And it's not just their offense. I mentioned their offense, but they forced UTSA to multiple turnovers in that last quarter, and they've done the job defensively in the second half after giving up 53% the first.
The freshman Lucio, no chance against the big junior Embry, who has 18 points.
Yeah, Lucio, you got to play in front like they've been doing Udo. You got to play in front of her. You can't play behind. Great pass, and you can see the togetherness of this SMU team is continuing to gel as well. They've been through so much in this season that you can tell how much they're playing for each other. The smiles on the faces, the assists. I mentioned the assists for UTSA in the first half. They had way more than SMU. They're now at 18. SMU has 19 assists in this game. So an awesome just second half and way to step up by the Mustangs.
Against a really good defensive team as Abdur-Rahim gets her 5th block. UTSA has been an outstanding defensive team this season. just remarkable rebounding team, but SMU, this has got to be one of their best performances of the year.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. And UTSA is a good team. They just played against UAB, took them to a one-point game themselves.
Anderson goes coast to coast after the steal. That'll help put an exclamation point on a SMU romp in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, just absolutely stepped up in the second half. Defensively, really got it done, and wasn't a pretty third quarter scoring-wise, just 14 points, but then able to hold this UTSA team to 9 points in the fourth quarter to 12 points in the third. That is, they had 20 points in the second quarter. They only had 21 in the second half. Awesome job by SMU all the way around.
Kind of like the season, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. SMU finished really well in this one. Tierra Young on the miss inside. Coleman's rebound is her 500th of her career. She's the 16th UTSA player at that distinction. A late bucket, no good by Atwood, and that will do it. The SMU Mustangs power their way back.